Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shintaro Higashi Show with Peter Yu. Today, we're going to talk about learning Uchimada. But first and foremost, Happy New Year to everyone, 2023.
That's right. I
Yeah.
hope, hope you guys got some, New Year resolutions for your judo game, your BJJ
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Work on them. Go get them.
Yeah.
Start going to school again.
Yeah, man. Oh, what a year 2022 was. It was nuts.
Right.
Nuts for me, man. I had a stroke,
I
right? That
know.
uncovered sleep apnea, that uncovered atrial fibrillation. I just had heart surgery a week ago, bro.
I know.
It's
And
nuts,
you
though.
good as new.
Good
I
as
know
new.
you.
I feel
It
good
was.
already, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I
brutal
know.
for like 3 days.
I know it hurt a lot
Mhm.
right after the surgery. You told me, but now it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're feeling better. Your heart's pumping better.
Yeah, man. Dude, the catheter ablation surgery is nuts. It's not open heart surgery, but
Uh,
they go through your veins in your leg and
legs.
they send
Yeah.
the catheter up inside your heart and then they burn the pieces that like create the aberrations in the electrical circuits. It's nuts. So
Science, man. It's crazy, right?
science. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, I did that. I feel much better. 2023 is going to be better. And I'm going to kick it off with a little bit about Uchimata. I know we did a little bit of Uchimata before,
Right,
right?
right.
But this is specifically designed toward me selling you guys my 10-minute Uchimata video that I just made.
Yeah, but we're gonna
Kind of,
in this
kind
video
of.
in this episode we're gonna focus on learning Uchimata, like the learning aspect of it.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
it's one of the most popular throws.
yeah,
You can see it all the time
yeah,
at competition. It's so versatile. It looks so cool. Everyone wants
yeah.
to learn it, but it's hard to learn. So let's talk
Very
about that.
difficult.
Yeah,
It's
why is it
very,
so hard to learn?
you know what it is? Because first of all, it requires a lot of balance. You're on one leg.
Right,
You lose
right.
your balance, you don't have a throw anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep your balance on one leg is extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then to apply force through the movement on one leg is extremely difficult,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? And when people watch videos of people doing, there's many, many different types of Uchimata.
Yeah.
And I remember a couple of years ago, there's an old adage of like, this is how you teach Uchimata traditionally, right?
Mhm.
Hand goes up, collar goes like
Right.
this, your
Yeah.
elbows down, your wrist is up. And then this one dude who like made a video about it is like, no, Uchimata elbow goes up, right? Remember this
Oh,
one that
yeah.
he did?
Dude,
It was a huge thing, you know?
I completely changed that. I mean, I kinda stopped practicing the traditional way
I
almost.
mean, the entry still,
It's
you
the
can't
same. Yeah, of
enter,
course.
right? You
Yeah.
can't flare your elbow up first and then go into
Right,
anything,
right, right.
but you draw them forward. And at some point, you have to provide
Prep.
downward force
Yeah.
onto the person's head. So when that happens, your elbow goes up to be able
Mhm.
to push the head down, right?
Right, right.
So, but this is the issue with a lot of stuff that happens is like in teaching in martial arts, like this is how you do it, this is how you do it. And then people teach it exactly the way they've been taught,
Yeah.
And in that scenario, it's generally sort of like this classical methodology, right? And it completely disregards all like the new sort of ideas, the modifications, the
Right.
innovations that happen, the different timing, the nuances are all gone because everyone's just kind of echo chambering this one method. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like whoever your
So,
old Japanese teacher taught you,
yeah.
right? Oh, that's
And
kind
that
of
one's not wrong. You know
right.
what I mean? But there's so many things like, oh, Uchimata, you could go for the far thigh or the
The
close
card.
thigh.
Yeah.
And then generally the next thing that happens is like, oh, if you go for the far thigh, it's called Hanegoshi instead of Uchimata. What's the difference? And it just becomes this thing of like this loop,
Yeah.
right? Of just like, we're not getting anywhere learning anything. And everyone's just even more confused than they've ever been.
Right.
So I really distilled everything down into this 10-minute video that I made, right? And it really starts with defining which kinds of Uchimata that you see in competition.
Uh-huh.
There's
So
usually like 3 or 4. That's it.
yeah.
That's it. And then if you're watching Uchimata videos,
Right.
right? Whether it's a backstep spinning away Uchimata, or like a two-step Uchimata, or like a loading Uchimata, or a Kenken Uchimata, right? That's essentially the 4 types,
Right.
right? And
So
then
the
how you counter it, what's the defense to it? How do you structure your attacks around it, right? So that they don't see it coming. Any
yeah.
technique that the other person sees it coming, it's not going to work, right? Because they could defend it. That's the
Mhm.
idea.
So can we quickly go over those 4 types just briefly? What kind of things, what kind of Uchimata they
Yeah.
are? Yeah.
So the traditional Uchimata, everyone already kind of knows it, right? It's
Yeah.
like the one that you see in kata. You just like kind
Yeah.
of step across, behind,
And then
lift with the
elbow
hip,
in. Yeah.
elbow in, Uchimata goes up. That's the kata one.
Yeah.
Two-step Uchimata is you're sort of right versus left. You can do right versus right too, but you thread that far leg through,
Like into the
in between the other
into the
person's
leg.
legs.
Yeah.
So one, and then you jump your other leg back underneath you, and then you go. So it's 2-step. It's a quick
Yeah.
bang,
Yeah.
right? And then the third one sort of is like this spinning away back step Uchimata, where you're spinning away from your opponent.
Hmm.
Now, usually you
Spin
go into the pocket, you spin to the outside,
Right.
and then you whip them around and elevate that back leg because there's no more weight on it.
Yeah.
So that's the third one. And then the classic Kenken Uchimata, which is like the hopping Uchimata.
Yeah. You hook it and then try
Yeah.
to. Yeah. I see.
So those are the 4 types. And then if you look at the different hand positions, obviously you have to be in winning hand position because it's easy to counter it if you're in losing position.
Yeah. Because you're on your one leg. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like fighting for position, right? And then attacking some stuff to like sort of cloak the fact that you're going Uchimata. Because direct attacks are, really work on very good opponents who know what they're doing with
Mm.
good defense.
Yeah.
Okay? Direct attacks are great for people who don't know anything.
Right.
So like think about like a big, strong right hand,
Hmm.
right? If I just walk to someone, punch them in the face with my right hand, most people would be knocked out because they don't know the cues that it's coming.
Right.
Right? They don't understand range. They don't understand that I'm about to punch on. Right? They're not like keeping a good distance. They're not looking at my feet. It's just I can just walk up to someone and just punch them in the face. Right?
Yeah.
But if I have a boxer
Yeah.
who was trained in this, and then I walked up with him with intent with my hands up, he's gonna be like, "Oh, whoa."
Okay.
And then will I be able to just hit him with one shot? No.
No way. Yeah. He's gonna slip
No way.
out. And,
Yeah. Then move out of the way. He's gonna start jabbing me. Maybe he'll counter me. Who knows? Right? So it's like I kind of gotta set it up now. Right? I
Mm.
gotta like, maybe like spit in his face or something. He closes his eyes and then I punch in the face. Right?
Pocket sand.
Yeah,
We talked
pocket
about
sand.
it.
That's right. That's why I reach in my hand, throw some sand in his eyes, and then punch him in the face. Or whatever, any kind of setup.
Yeah.
Right? So judo, same thing with the Uchimada. Fighting for position, showing different stuff, maybe show the back step and then go the 2-step, which is like
Mhm.
one of my favorite combinations.
I see.
Show the back step Uchimada, 2-step Uchimada. So it's not like you're adding all sorts of other crazy moves. It's just like fake Uchimada, this type of Uchimada, that type of
That type.
Uchimada. So you're staggering your attack. They
Right.
can't defend it because they don't know the timing in which it's coming.
This is
It's
probably
equivalent. Yeah.
This is probably why it's so Uchimata is so popular. It's almost like all these different types of Uchimatas are separate throws, and
They're
then
almost.
yeah, and the mechanics. I guess if you reduce it down, yeah, you can say that make an argument that the basic mechanic is the same,
Yeah.
but you can string these different types of Uchimatas
Yeah.
together, and you already have like 4 throws right there.
And this is the thing, right? I talk in the video about short feint and long feint.
Mm-hmm.
It's the difference between like when you're playing dodgeball and you like short feint like this and like, oh, he's about to throw the ball at me. Or like putting the arm back and then forward and not actually throwing the ball. That's a longer feint, right? And then you mix that in with the 4 different types of Uchimata, right? So if you think about like the different, permutations or combinations or whatever it is, the dominant position, right? Short feint, long feint, 4 different types. What is that? Like 4 times, 2 times, 5 times 8?
So
I don't even know.
Factorial, right? I guess it's a permutation, I guess, because the order matters. Yeah.
Does it matter? Does it?
Well, if you do a long feint and short feint, and then a classic Uchimata, that's different from Uchimata, short feint, long feint.
Yeah, I guess. Or you go for Uchimata and get stuffed. But then you step back out and you feint again, and then you do a back step, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's limitless, the combinations that you could go into. And you know who does a good job with this? Like Maruyama.
Oh, yeah, dude. Uchimata is sick.
And, he has the physical things that make Uchimata better, right? So, like, my Uchimata is not that good. It's good. I shouldn't say it's not good. It's fucking great, actually.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, I don't have the physical attributes for it. I'm not a very tall guy, right? My legs aren't very long. I don't have good mobility. You ever heard of this thing called a ponche in ballet?
Is it the one that you kick the leg up?
Yeah, essentially it's like an arabesque where they go forward, but then their leg goes straight up to like 6 o'clock, right? So 6 and 12, like straight through.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So if you can do that, you have much more mobility to be able to like, right?
Pick it up, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't have that. And I'm much shorter than everybody. So generally the Uchimata that I do is most of the time a backstep Uchimata or Kenken Uchimata.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can physically pull the guy's head down, I don't need that
Yeah.
leg height when I throw them. If I could
Mhm.
physically stuff his head to the floor almost, right? Then I could just like elevate the leg just enough so he tips over and then rotate him. You know what I mean? So Uchimata becomes this thing like it is be able to be used by everybody, but
Right.
not in the way that is traditionally taught.
So how does Maruyama you think Maruyama has all the flexibility
Yeah,
and leg length?
flexibility, balance, leg length in that
Yeah.
division. You know, I'm not saying he's like the tallest guy in the division. You don't have to be, but he's super dynamic. He's
Right.
unbelievable. He shows these little feints, and he has a couple of different types of Uchimata that he enters in, and then he
Mhm.
has great hand position. You know, it's just like what you know, and he has a bunch of other stuff that goes very good with it.
While
Yeah,
we're
I
at
think
the topic
Maruyama
of
has the
yeah.
cleanest judo. Like
Yeah.
really, the cleanest judo, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah, I
Maruyama's
think
my
so
favorite.
too.
Yeah,
I
when
I
he lost to
actually
Abe for that Olympic.
I know I'm partial to Maruyama. I was sad. I was
Yeah,
sad.
I was sad. You know, Abe, it's like, bro, he's so young. Like, you do the next cycle, just bow out. Like,
Yeah, like give it up to
stop. You
for
know,
his
like,
senpai, man.
yeah, dude. I was like, fuck. I was so sad. Dude. Like when he like
He cries
didn't
so
make the
much.
Olympics, dude. When he
Yeah.
didn't make the Olympics, dude, it was worse than when I didn't make the Olympics. Like, it was worse. Seriously. Like, I felt
Yeah.
sad. I was like, Jesus. You know what I mean? I couldn't even watch the Olympics after that. I was like, guy,
Yeah. You
that was the
couldn't
most
watch
like
Abe just like running through everyone.
that was my favorite match of the season because it gave me such a strong reaction.
Like
If you guys
emotional
haven't
reaction,
watched it,
yeah.
yeah, because it was during the pandemic. No one knew who was going
I
for the
know,
Olympics.
yeah.
They fought in the Kodokan, like under these circumstances with all these masks and all these COVID tests, and no one was allowed to watch. It was live streamed, and they went into a 20-minute overtime.
It was a year 2 years ago now? Yeah,
And it was
like
2020. Yeah,
I met
2021 was
yeah,
over.
I stayed
Yeah.
up to watch it live. It was broadcast on YouTube for free.
That it was 10 times better
Yeah.
than any match I've seen all year. It was like the saddest, most it was
Yeah,
just
you guys
brutal.
have to watch it. I
I don't
remember
even watch sports. I don't even watch judo. But I watched that and I was like, damn, this is why I don't watch sports.
so emotional.
Yeah, yeah.
While we're on the topic of good like people with Uchimaras, maybe we can touch on Ono also and
Yeah.
Inoue Kosei. Maybe we'll touch on them
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, so what Maruyama versus Ono, how are their Uchimaras different? Eh,
Maruyama has more depth and variety in his Uchimata timing, right?
Right.
Ono's amazing because he's the most powerful Osoto and then the
Yeah.
Tomonage that goes with his Uchimata.
Yeah.
And his Uchimata is a full body committal head to the floor kind of Uchimata.
Yeah, he whips it around. He really
He
uses
like,
his
yeah,
rotation. Yeah.
brings his head all the way down to the floor. And he does a backstep Uchimata also. Right?
Yeah.
He does a backstep lifting and then diving his hip to the ground.
Mm,
I think that relies so much on athleticism, you know,
I see.
and I'm not saying Maruyama does not, but I think a lot of people can do Maruyama style Uchimatas with the different
Mhm.
entries. Maybe they can't bring their leg all the way up to the ceiling,
Right.
but the entries and the thing is very, very athletic, but skillful.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? With Ono's Uchimata, most people can't do that ever just because it requires like a commitment with a head dive and it's just too risky. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it just cannot be replicated the way he does it. And
Uh,
there's so much force behind it. And like I said, with Maruyama's Uchimata, it's a lot more varied in a very small, compacted way.
right.
There's more nuances to the things that he does as
He's
opposed to Ono does
oh
it
no.
one
Yeah.
way, you know, but it's very good because it works with his other things. Because you could
Mhm.
do Osoto, Tomonage, or Uchimata off that losing position.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Eh,
Maruyama has that too, but it's very different. You know, it's very nuanced. The nuances are
right.
different.
How about the ultimate legend, Inoue Kosei? You went with them.
It worked out on him. Yeah, he
Yeah.
kicked the shit out of it.
I was
Yeah.
there. First time. I didn't we weren't friends back then. How was
No,
his
you know,
thing? He's like the king of Uchimata, right?
yeah, man, his Uchimata is unbelievable, dude. He does like a lot of there's a lot of nuances before, right?
Yeah.
Contextual stuff that I always talk about,
Yeah.
positional stuff, faking, right? Moving here. And I made a video about him like shelving the hand high onto the collarbone, shelving the hand high on the
Yeah.
collarbone, and then entering. But he does a two-step Uchimata. He does a one-step Uchimata.
Yeah.
He's a master of Uchimata, man. But his people forget his Morote Senagi, his drop Senagi is unbelievable as well.
And
And he
he's
has a Kosoto, and he
with
has a Harai.
Uchi.
You know, he has an Uchi,
Uchi.
Osoto.
Yeah.
In a way, the best, man. I gotta tell you, he's like the all-time greatest. You know,
Yeah.
Jose in a way.
Jose.
Jose, I call him.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
he's the
talked about.
best, man. I'm telling you, those
Yeah,
three. Uh, to rank though, I gotta say, man, like people love Ono, but I gotta say, it's like Kosei first, man.
Kosei. I mean,
He's
you
the top.
can't. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's the top. And then I gotta say, like, just look up Kosei Inoue. Okay, you guys just
yeah.
watch him. Watch the highlight reel, the first thing that pops up. And I think like Ryoko Tani.
Yeah, she's
All right.
amazing too. Yeah,
She's like
Rokota.
48 kilograms, but like a small 48, dude. She's
She won
tiny.
like 4 times or something, right?
Dude, she was one of
Yeah,
the most dominant judo players
yeah.
of all time, dude. And she is so fast, so good, so dominant.
Hmm.
I mean, it's unbelievable how good she was. I love watching her still. You
Hmm.
know, highlight. I watched that. Koga,
Koga, yeah, with
Mariama.
the yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no, yeah. You know, but you know
he
what I mean?
he he's like a freak of like a freak athlete too. So I
Uh,
mean,
kinda.
all right. Well, those are the Uchimata specialists that we like. So so
Yeah.
that kind of goes to show like the versatility of this throw. It's almost like I said, those all these different types of throw Uchimatas are different throws, and
Okay.
they yes, like they are doing the same using the same mechanic, but all these players have adopted Uchimata to their own
Yep.
game and body,
Yep.
and this is why learning Uchimata can be hard, and
Yeah, very hard.
yeah,
I'll
so
give you a tip
well,
though.
yeah,
Um, I focused for years on like doing it on the wall and bringing my leg as high as
right,
possible.
right,
Right.
right,
I focused on that for years and years and years. Literally got nowhere with it. It was a huge waste of time. Seriously,
um,
huge waste of time. And because the older you get, the less flexible you become and you lose it. It's just a waste of time. 100%.
yeah,
Don't freaking do it. Do that movement though to refine your balance, to be on one leg. And then people are like, oh, you use the wall as a crutch and then
hmm,
don't use the wall anymore so you can keep your balance on your own.
yeah,
I think that's horrible advice because when you're doing judo with someone and when you're in Kenten Uchimata moment, you're always using the opponent to hold yourself up a little bit for Uchimata when
yeah,
you're on one leg, right?
right,
So you need to keep that balance and then that feel of like connection with something, right? You're
mm,
not doing Uchimata in the air by yourself.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah,
right,
sometimes when you're loading them, but majority
yeah,
of the time you're not loading them and launching them,
yeah,
right? And even when you do, when you bring them down, you're using that sort of as a
uh-huh,
right support structure.
right,
So like use the wall and do the Uchimata and work on your balance, right? Staying on one leg, being comfortable there. That's
mm,
key. And then I like to visualize bringing my toe into the ground because everyone's weight drops back and then the weight goes back into the heel. And when
right,
the
right,
toes come off the ground, then your weight shifting backwards. And you know
yeah,
when
yeah,
you know you did that wrong. So if
yeah,
you consistently use the wall with your heel off the ground and you're driving and swinging the leg back, swinging the leg back,
yeah,
that's how you kind of do it first initially.
uh,
You know what I mean? And then little by little, you do it with a partner. Start off with Ken Uchimata so you get comfortable with it. Okay. Don't try to do the lifting, launching Uchimata. You're never going to get it. Right.
uh,
And then you want to progress through it. This video that I made is not really like a step to step, like learn the basics. It already kind of assumes you know the basics, right?
Uchimata,
Because
yeah,
every
yeah,
person who's buying these videos already have a judo sensei. They're already in the room doing judo. They know what Uchimata looks like. They know the traditional one. Let's
yeah,
skip over that basic nonsense. It's not
uh-huh,
nonsense, sorry. The basic stuff that
yeah,
already isn't working for you,
yeah,
right?
right,
And then I
right,
go right into like the contextual stuff and then the different types of Uchimata and then how to add things and elements to make your Uchimata better right away. That's the key, right?
dude,
That's how I'm doing.
I want to buy it right now.
You should 100% buy 10 of them.
Yeah,
It's the
no,
same thing
no,
though.
no mace rate, no.
Yeah, you can get it for $9.99 instead of $10.
This is fun. I
100 simple payments of it too.
so I can give out all the I buy 10 and I'll give it out to my 10 other judo friends.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
So what else? So it's more about like how to make your Uchimata work, assuming you know. So
Kinda.
do
Yeah.
you talk more about the setup, or more combinations of all of the above? Maybe you can give us a little teaser.
The idea is, man, it's giving you a conceptual framework of like how it begins all the way to how it ends, right?
Mm,
And then it comes in many different forms.
yeah,
And we,
Uchimata is, yeah.
yeah, Uchimata, right? So, and it's like sometimes it's this, sometimes that. I show this, I gain here, I go there, I move here, I'm gaining an
Mhm.
angle here. I show this, and then I go for that. And then the
Mm,
person doesn't see it coming because you have to always take into consideration what your opponent's seeing, right?
yeah.
If you're only looking for one thing and then you only have one entry to it, they know it's coming too,
Right. Right.
right? It's like when you're, playing basketball and you can only go to one side. That's it. That's me playing basketball. It's like I can only pass to the right, right?
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
only do a layup to the right, and I don't have a shot. You know what I mean? So if I fake a
That's right.
shot,
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's gonna go to block it because I'm gonna miss anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So I fake the shot and I go around, but it's like everyone knows it's coming. How do I make that work?
Right.
It's just not gonna work, right? So I
Right.
need some
Right.
tools, right? And then it's like someone were to coach me on basketball. It's like, all right, first work on your jump shot, right?
Mhm.
Work on your jump shot, and then maybe cut back to the left side and then pretend you're going to go that way, right? So I suck at dribbling the ball with my left hand. So it's like get better at dribbling the ball with your left hand, right? So now you can kind of zigzag, right? And then all of a sudden, you fake going to the right, he stops, and then you fly by, and then you get a little bit of space and you jump shot, right? So now you kind of have this visual, right? Every sport is very easy to see this kind of thing because it's so intuitive. Put the damn ball in the net, really, right? But just go ahead and put the ball in the net is the equivalent of, this is the traditional way to do Uchimada. Go throw that guy with. So I'm kind of giving the tools of like, hey, stop and go. Here you go. Fake the shot. Go over here. You got to get good at your left hand. You know what I mean? Did you guys like my basketball analogy? It's good, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, that's how it is with all the sports, right? Basketball, judo, feints, and
Yep.
you can't be one-sided.
Yep.
Basically, it's like a game of chess. It's like,
Chess. It's chess, bro.
yeah,
You have to take account what the other
right,
person's doing too. Right.
right.
Anyway, thank you guys. I'm sorry if it was a little bit choppy this video because Peter's camera crashed on him or
I know.
something.
Yeah,
But it's okay. You guys get the gist. I have this 10-minute judo Uchimata course. It's super concise, super easy. Literally, it's like 10 minutes. It's $10, less than 2 Starbucks coffees. Go please check it out. And then, I want to make more of these. So please let me know
yeah.
um, if you guys liked it or not. Seriously. Reach
That's
out to
right.
me on Instagram say if you liked it. Ask me questions, you know?
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yep. Thank you guys.